Sweet Baby Inc. has been exposed for trying to extort a video game developer. So, Sweet Baby Inc., the tolerant, intolerant, right? The people that are a consulting firm that like to inject their wokeness into video games is extorting developers. And who knows how long this has been going on, but this has been completely busted open. And we're going to talk about it, give some thoughts. The developers from Black Myth Wukong are saying that they are being extorted by companies like Sweet Baby Inc., who are asking them to give them $7 million in guidance fees. Yeah, so look at this tweet. Sweet Baby Inc. asked for $7 million of guidance fees. Guidance, right? Because remember what Sweet Baby Inc. does is they give you a checklist of things to do to make sure that your game is politically correct and fits the agenda and the narratives, because we can't have the very small percentage, the small minority getting offended that your game doesn't have a lesbian in it or a black person in it. We have to have wokeness. So this tweet exposed a whole bunch of stuff that, if you go back to as far as November, you can see that there's a campaign against this Wukong game. So it says Black Myth game developer Game Science claims companies like Sweet Baby Inc. are asking the studio for $7 million in guidance fees to fix their game and studio image. Game Science was slammed by IGN for its founder's sexual innuendo and remarks which they claimed was sexist. The studio claims the attacks were made in order to extort the guidance fees, which they refused to pay. The founder of the studio has a controversial style that easily gets him in trouble with the wrong think crowd. Now, here's the problem with this. What's going on is you have these games being made, then consulting firms like Sweet Baby Inc. come in and basically say, if you don't change your game, we're going to write hit pieces on you, which is exactly what is being alleged right here. Now, the article from IGN came out in November, and you can see this was essentially a hit piece. They're saying the game has sexist in it. It has different problems that aren't politically correct. And this is what these journalists are doing. This is why people are saying Gamergate 2 is a thing. These journalists will gang up if you don't comply, if you don't properly make your game politically correct. They will sick the dogs on you, which are this writer right here, Rebekah Valentine, who I might add has gone under protected tweets after all this stuff about them essentially extorting the Wukong developers. She's gone protected tweets, and we all know why people do that. That's because they can't take the backlash. They can't take the heat for all their nonsense. Sweet Baby Inc. has essentially been completely out of bounds on every single thing that they've done. You got to think about when it started with the Sweet Baby Inc. Detected Curator group listing all the games that have Sweet Baby Inc. influencing them trying to shut it down. Chris Kindred, who just recently has tried to contact employers of Smash J2, who's been very vocal about Sweet Baby Inc. And now we're hearing that they're extorting developers. If you don't do it our way, if you don't put wokeness into your games, we're going to make you look bad. We're going to try to cancel you. It's this pitchforking, I guess, society that they try to cultivate. And I hate cancel culture more than anything. That's part of why I make the content I do. That's part of why I call the wokeness out. That's why I try to, I guess, bring awareness and cover certain situations that involve some of these journalists, which, man, if there was ever a lineup of journalists that are involved, it's this. We've been going back to this all week. It's that cast and couch lineup that Alyssa Mercante was in, the giant bomb couch at Summer Game Fest. Just look at this real quick, because we're about to expose some stuff. So you see Alyssa Mercante right there. And let me see if I can zoom in on this for you guys. We have Alyssa Mercante. We have the dude with the sweet porn stash. And then we have Jeff Grubb, right? Who I immensely had respect for quite some time, Jeff Grubb. But he's shown his mask off in recent times by blocking people that had criticism against Kotaku and Alyssa Mercante and even himself. And then we have other individuals over here. But this young lady over here, that's Valentine. That's the person who wrote the hate piece on Black Myth Wukong. So birds of a feather flock together. Now let's take a look at this tweet right here from Grum's. And I'm going to reference Grum's Twitter a lot because I think he puts out some banger tweets. He says the author of the Black Myth Wukong hit piece, Sexism hit piece article is at Duck Valentine. Rebekah Valentine is besties with Alyssa Mercante and even appeared in her Fight Me Bro cringe video. Wukong claims articles like this were used by consulting companies to shake down the studio for $7 million in guidance fees. She also celebrated the infamous Re of the GDC Scream and is well known for her multiple hit piece articles targeting devs and studios for hate speech, sexism, and all the isms buzzwords. So yeah, these guys, what they do is they gather around with Sweet Baby Inc. They're in, like, balls deep with Sweet Baby Inc. What they do is they're in contact with these companies. They're in bed deep, and these companies alert them, hey, just so you know, Black Myth Wukong isn't complying with us. They're bigots, they're racist, they're homophobes, transphobes, every phobe you could think of, because they didn't pay us our $7 million. We're extorting them. So here's some content. Make some stuff up about the game. Say they're sexist. Say they're racist. Paint them in a bad light so that they will eventually come to us and say, here's the money. Here's the money. Help us change our image. It's extortion. It's a scumbag move. These companies like Sweet Baby Inc. and even the game journalists, which are actually political activists, don't care about any of this stuff that they're getting offended by. They don't care about representation. They don't care about diversity. They care about getting whatever clout they can get off of it. They are political activists that are only worried about themselves. They do not give a shit about anybody on their side. I think they don't really give a fuck about wokeness. They just know what's getting them attention. They just know what's getting them trending. They just know what's getting them money. They feel like they're in deep with companies like Sweet Baby Inc. And there's a whole list of them, man. A whole list of them. And we're going to talk about that here. We're going to show some more screenshots and stuff because this is getting deep. And if you want to say this is tinfoil hat conspiracies, by all means say it, man. But the proof's in the pudding here. So Grums continues to say the founder of Black Myth Wukong sounds incredibly based. In November, IGN wrote a hit piece article on him and other studio founders, but ended up making them look like the honey badgers of gaming. Fing, who said, he's the guy, head honcho, he says, you don't need the reverse motivation of female players. You don't need to take care of those worms who just want to date chicks. Some things are just for men. And that's right. Men like violence. We like pussy. We like blood. We like combat. All right? We don't need to be politically correct with everything. Their recruiting posters included a picture of a woman's rear end, joked about friends with benefits as an implied office perk, along with the phrase, don't screw your colleagues. And here's just some screenshots from some of the stuff that was said. This is pretty wordy. If you really want to look it up, just look up Grum's thing. But in short end, they're basically saying fuck sissies. Fuck tragic love stories. Literal, like, down here on the bottom where it's highlighted, they're saying fuck all this political correctness. Fuck all these crybaby shit. Some games need to be made for men. Some men need entertainment too. Quit catering to a percentage of people that really don't give a fuck, that aren't your consumer base. If you think about it, why does everything need to be politically correct? Why are people so scared of offending people? I think this studio sounds based as fuck when you look at all these screenshots that are on Grums' Twitter right here. He's doubling down. He's doubling the fuck down. And it's awesome. And I love that they didn't cave into the demands. Game Science didn't cave into the demands of Sweet Baby Inc., who's just been ruining the game industry as of late. And you can see what they're trying to do to people that report it. People like Smash JT, they try to write hit pieces on Osmond Gold, Melanie Mack, you name it. They can't stand negative feedback. They can't stand negative criticism. And this game, Wukong, looks fucking awesome. It looks amazing. I'm definitely going to check it out. The one thing that we need to do to help support Wukong is we need to do what we did with Hogwarts Legacy with Wukong. We need to support this game. We need to not let woke cancel culture put this game on the back burner. We need to make sure this game is a success. We need to make sure it makes all the money in the world that it can make, because they're standing in the face of being canceled. They don't give a shit what Sweet Baby Inc. has to say. And I'm already a fan of this game strictly because of that. I will be supporting this game through thick and thin. Now, here's one final banger tweet, and this just basically labels a lot of the bad actors that Grums has noted. And you can see a lot of these people on Smash JT's Kotaku Detected website as well. It says the situation with Black Myth Wukong is disgusting. They cite IGN and consulting companies such as SBI as part of a shakedown racket of $7 million in fees. Here's how it all works, as SBI founder Kim Beller explains. And this actually comes from a clip, which we're going to play. This is a quote from an exact clip. It's not made up. This was an exact fucking quote at a presentation. If they don't see the value of what you're asking for when you ask for consultants, so if you're working for a studio and you say, hey, can we get Sweet Baby Inc. to help us with this game? If your game studio tells you no, this is what they're advising you to do. Just terrify them with the possibility of what's going to happen if they don't give you what you want. So that is literally trying to bully them. And we're going to look at this clip because they're encouraging bullying. So here's a presentation from them. And listen to this carefully. They are literally telling you, if you're a woke employee, you work for a studio, and they refuse to be politically correct with their games. Listen to this.
If you're a creative working in AAA, which I did for many, many years, put this stuff up to your higher-ups. And if they don't see the value in what you're asking for when you ask for consultants, when you ask for research, go have a coffee with your marketing team and just terrify them with the possibility of what's going to happen if they don't give you what you want.
So go have a coffee with your marketing team and just terrify them with the possibility of what's going to happen if you don't get what you want. That's how these people operate, guys. They don't give a shit. They do not know how to interact with society. They have to be the ones that are the intolerant tolerant. They have to be the ones bullying people to get their wokeness out, to push their agendas, their narratives, their ideologies. They are not the good people that they try to say they are. They are the most insane, out of touch people. They gather, they pitchfork, they try to bully people into what they want. They're literally at GDC saying, if you don't get what you want, terrify them so we can have our DEI injected in our fucking video games. And this was back in May that this tweet was posted. How are they getting away with this? Why are people so scared? Why are people so scared to offend these people? Fuck them. Fuck the political activists that disguise themselves as journalists. Fuck the people that disguise themselves as consulting firms. They are all garbage human beings, and they are the ones that have no place in our gaming industry. It's sickening to see what is happening. All right, and people think, oh, it's not a big deal. People don't give a shit. No, dude, they're infecting it. Now, here's the rest of this tweet. It says, here's the whole web of people who support each other and make this shakedown happen. Sweet Baby Inc., who say, hire us or else. Reporters, so these are the political activists that are gaming journalists, support the racket by writing hit piece articles and run defense for the consulting companies. Play down the racket as a conspiracy theory. So they're the ones that say, oh, you guys are just obsessed, unhinged lunatics that are just making conspiracy theories, and you're making videos about us, and you're just obsessed. So Alyssa Mercante, public enemy number one, writes a hit piece on Cabrutus and Rambo for exposing Sweet Baby's long list of ruined games. So this was the thing that kicked it off. Sweet Baby Inc. detected Chris Kindred tried to get that censored. Alyssa Mercante wrote a hit piece about it. They gathered all around, guys. This is all adding up. Rebekah Valentine, who wrote this hit piece on Wukong, which led to this current shakedown. The $7 million us, we're going to make you look bad and say you're sexist. She's also buddies with Alyssa Mercante, defends her. And the Jason Schreier, who I've not talked about, but he made a lunatic out of himself the other day, complete ass. He will gaslight you when you expose all this, say that you're hallucinating and that this isn't happening, and then he'll block you and stuff like that. So Grums goes on to say, it sure seems like it's all part of a multi-million-dollar racket. In fact, DEI and DEI consulting is a huge industry, and they call us grifters, but they are the ones making bank. Wukong directly cites the IGN hit piece article by Rebekah Valentine, as well as companies similar to Sweet Baby Inc. as being behind the $7 million extortion attempt. And good on Game Science for calling this shit out. And good on Grums for posting this and everybody who's been exposing it. Because this shit's happening. This is something that's real, and it's something that's affecting the gaming industry, and we have to talk about it, guys. We can't just turn a blind eye to it. You can't just say that, oh, you guys are just a whole bunch of weird right-winged nuts that think everything's fucking woke. They're doing it, guys. They are single-handedly ruining gaming. I'm fucking tired of it. Extorting video game developers for not complying and hiring you. That is sickening levels. So what do you guys think? Let me know down below. I'd love to hear what you guys had to say. If you're not subscribed yet, hit that subscription button. We're getting close to 87,000 subscribers. I'd love to have you as part of the Nuggy Nation. I'll see you next time.